world. So
Now
it was really dope.
Yeah, and you flew Miss Lisa out.
Took her to Capri, took her to Amalfi, took her to Positano last season. So, that was amazing to give her a break with all the kids, to let her get on the plane and, her first time traveling abroad, don't know how to deal with 10-hour flight, land in Rome. We're on a Airbnb chef cooking experience, and they want to leave 1 hour in to get some rest. So, just to take my family, to Rome, to take them to Italy,
Rome was beautiful.
To take them even just somewhere outside the U.S. is just meaningful to us, and just things we will never forget. And we just got to continue to propel forward and use these as stepping stools to know that we made it, but we still have ways to go.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about like playing in Austin. Like, how was that?
I would say that year in Austin in the D League was my best year as far as development. Like you said, the transition. When you guys talk about professional, I had to tell you about the transition from high school to college.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, college to pro is the most difficult. You always in that team aspect. Growing up, you always in that. For the school. For the team. For my friends. But then when you turn professional, you playing with guys. Everybody's trying to improve in their career. So, I need to become a better player. I need to become a better professional.
Sure.
And I had to go from being, like I said, 2-time Horizon League Player of the Year back to, clawing my way to being a successful professional, which isn't easy. At any time, it could be a pitfall from the wrong agent to playing for the wrong coach. It's a lot of different variables that go into, people succeeding and getting those big deals. So that's why you have to commend them and respect them, because it takes a lot of luck, it takes time and a lot of things to fall together. So for me, that Spurs situation was something that just kind of fell together, because I went to the Cleveland, the Cavaliers first, and they got filled up with guards, and the Spurs are actually my dad's favorite team. And actually the Spurs, their assistant coach now is my head coach for in Milan in Italy. So it's just crazy, how the world works. Even on the movie Shot-Town, I say, what would be a place you want to go? And I said San Antonio. And, they gave me the call. They worked me out. So just going back, that was a time where I was able to, really learn the game, develop my game, and set me up for my career. I like to tell people that was kind of my prep school year. I started school early. So I started school early. So I was 17, the youngest freshman in the country in college. So this was kind of getting that year back, that transition year in the D League, learn the game, learn how to be a professional, and propelled me, off my next 4 years abroad, going into this next year. So spending time in Austin was pivotal, for my career.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like you said, how the world circled back. I was there for South by Southwest.
Yeah.
And then my film, Shot-Town, the first film festival that we got put in was South by Southwest. So, man, I can speak so much about my time in Austin and just how many things happen and how it come full circle. How Kawhi Leonard wins the championship.
Yeah.
How spending that time with them, Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker and these guys for those those 3 months. Even though I got cut and even getting cut and getting waived just made me grind so much harder and just have that professionalism from that club and franchise that helped me sustain going through the rest of my career.
Okay, I got something to show you right quick, and I want to get your response on it. Remember this?
Yes, sir. I still got that drink base you gave me too.
Yeah.
I always gotta keep
this
that.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I brought that because my next question had a question I wanted to ask you. Should collegiate athletes get paid?
For sure, collegiate athletes get paid. I mean, all those players talking about being broke in college, like I had a son in college. All those things are true. They give us a stipend check.
Yeah.
And they give us food. They give us a free scholarship, but a lot of people don't know that a lot of these athletes don't even graduate. Just because they extend the scholarship to us. That doesn't mean that they're going to make sure that we graduate.
Yep.
Which is the main thing. I could have left out of school my junior year to go professional, but I stayed that last year, and the number one deciding factor was, I was a couple hours away from, credit hours away from graduating and being the first in my family and the first black male in my family to graduate college.
Sure.
So, that was a standard I want to set for my son. For him
very
to see
important.
that at, 4 or 5 years old, for my brothers, my little cousins to see that, to know that, obviously strive for high school, which is kind of the standard here.
Yeah.
Growing up in the inner city, but, going to college and getting a degree is attainable.
Yeah.
So, with that, I do believe that these players should be paid and make it easier, because in college, it gets discouraging.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that could discourage you. Like I said, being away from family, schoolwork is not easy. Being there and sacrificing all that time.
Yeah.
Is not easy, and staying focused. Is not easy.
And I asked you that because I personally watched you struggle, and try to support your family in every way that you could while you packed out the Resch Center.
Yeah.
And them people, this is a 15,000 stadium seat
Yeah,
stadium?
about 10, 12,000.
Yeah, 10, 12,000, and they came to see you, and I watched that, and I brought the bobblehead, not just because of nostalgia, because I watched them use your likeness in so many different ways and make money from them and amplify their marketing, and you didn't get a dollar of that. So a lot of people who make those type of decisions are going to see this, because they're in my network, and I wanted you to speak to that, because people bought tickets to see you dunk on Frank Kaminsky.
Yeah,
and other things like that.
I'll also tell you a very interesting story. So kind of this definitely, I love to see these kids getting paid off their likeliness. And, like you said, going through that process, I was well aware of what was going on. I was well aware that it was 1,000 people in that stadium, 1,500 people in that stadium. But when I was playing in my junior and senior year, we were winning Harass League championships. It was sold out. Obviously, they were using my likeness. Like you said, I was shooting a movie. Like I said, I was going to class, didn't have much food, taking care of my son, practicing, while they're telling me to do hundreds of interviews, here after practice, before practice, come early and do these things, and take this photo shoot, billboards, marketing, and using my likeness and my time. And like you said, I didn't receive any compensation for that. And so I love to see these kids getting paid now, and it was definitely a difficult time. But at those times, I definitely used that time and that influence. Like you said, use these bobbleheads, use those interviews.
To build your own brand.
To build my own brand. So to see these kids being able to build their own brands and profit off of it, is amazing. And it's going to be tough for the NCAA in these next couple of years.
Sure is.
League implementing all these rules, and these kids understanding their brand and their business at a young age, and we're using these platforms to give it to them. And us going through this and experiencing it, it's pivotal for them. One more story. So I would say in my junior year, when I hurt my ankle.
Right.
I hurt my ankle.
I remember that.
And we had the NIT, which is the postseason tournament. And we had a home game. So I specifically remember the media of the school, the coach telling me that I can't announce to anyone that I'm not playing, or they won't sell the tickets. People will see on the blog that I just got hurt last game. Really bad. They're like, is he playing? Is he playing? And they wanted us to keep that information, concealed literally until the game. I couldn't come out of the locker room until
the game was already started.
The game was about to start, and they literally hit me in the locker room. So that's when I knew, like, wow, like, they had to reveal it to me at that point. And going into my senior year, it just changed my whole perspective and my whole mentality, and gave me a head start. Like, okay, when I become a professional, I'm going to already make sure I have my brand in order, so I could compensate, and I would kind of say get back what I could have made at that time, because I probably would have been one of the most profitable college athletes. I was one of the most exciting, one of the most amazing, one of the most fun players to watch in college basketball.
I mean, you made sports in a bunch of times too, man. So that's real. And I thought that question about athletes getting paid was apropos to you. Another thing. So while you were at Green Bay, you had a camera crew following you around for your documentary, Shot Town.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about that. Like,